Hello everyone. As we look ahead to the winter of 2025-2026, the weather maps are telling a fascinating story. This year is shaping up to be a real season of contrasts. We could see a journey from mild, damp days to much wilder and colder conditions. The UK is set for a few months of dramatic weather shifts. Weather patterns are unusually complex, hinting at big changes ahead. One month could feel completely different from the next. Instead of one dominant weather type, it looks like a battle between mild Atlantic air and cold Arctic blasts. Sometimes, rain and gray skies will win out. Other times, frost, ice, and snow could take over. This constant push and pull will define our winter. So, what's behind all this drama? Two major global weather events. One is happening high above the North Pole, the other far away in the Pacific Ocean. These distant events have a powerful effect on our weather. They can shift the jet stream, the high-altitude river of air that steers our storms. This winter, the combination of these events is rare and makes the forecast especially uncertain. We're heading into a season with more unpredictability than usual. But these clues help us prepare for what's coming. So, get ready for a winter that could keep us all guessing, from a mild start to a potentially wild finish. Stay tuned as we break down what's driving this unpredictable season. Let's dive in. To understand our winter, we need to talk about two key players, La Niña and sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW. La Niña is a natural climate pattern involving cooler Pacific waters. SSW is a dramatic event high above the Arctic, rapidly heating the stratosphere and disrupting the polar vortex. This year, both are happening at the same time, making the forecast even more intriguing. La Niña sets the background, increasing the chances of colder patterns later in the season. SSW is the wild card. It can suddenly weaken the winds that keep the coldest air locked in the Arctic. When that happens, frigid air can spill south into the UK. Think of the jet stream as a fence. La Niña weakens it. SSW can knock a hole right through. The timing is crucial. This SSW happened unusually early, back in November 2025. Its effects aren't immediate. There's often a lag of a few weeks. So, we have a weak to moderate La Niña nudging our weather and a delayed impact from a major atmospheric disruption. This combination sets up the mild to wild forecast. Early winter may feel mild, but as we move into the new year, the risk of cold air surges increases. It's a real atmospheric tug-of-war. The outcome? A winter that could flip from wet and mild to icy and wild in a matter of weeks. Forecasters are watching closely to see which force wins out. The stage is set for a dramatic season. Will the cold Arctic air break through, or will the Atlantic keep us mild? Only time will tell. Stay with us as we track these powerful weather drivers. The next few months could be full of surprises. Let's see what's next. Let's take a closer look at La Niña. It's a recurring weather pattern that starts in the tropical Pacific Ocean. During La Niña, surface waters become cooler than average, sending ripples through the global atmosphere. This cooling shifts air pressure and wind patterns, which can influence the jet stream all the way to the UK. La Niña doesn't guarantee a cold winter here, but it increases the odds of blocked weather patterns. A blocked jet stream can stop mild Atlantic air from reaching us, opening the door for cold Arctic or Scandinavian air. This year's La Niña is weak to moderate, so its influence is subtle but real. It's tilting the odds toward a more blocked, colder pattern later in winter. While it doesn't promise snow and ice, it makes them more likely than usual. Forecasters are watching this background signal closely. La Niña is the slow, steady hand, guiding the general direction of our winter. It's not the only factor, but it's a key piece of the puzzle. Combined with other global events, it sets the stage for potential cold snaps. The Pacific's cool breath could be felt here in the UK before winter is over. So, while La Niña alone won't decide our fate, it's an important player in this season's drama. The real action comes when it interacts with other forces. That's when things get interesting. Let's see how it all unfolds. Now, let's talk about sudden stratospheric warming, or SSW. This dramatic event happens high above the Arctic, where the polar vortex spins. During an SSW, the stratosphere can heat up by as much as 50 degrees Celsius in just days. This rapid warming weakens the polar vortex, sometimes even splitting it apart. When the vortex breaks down, cold air that's usually trapped over the pole can spill south into Europe and the UK. The SSW in November 2025 was unusually early, only the fourth time in 70 years. In past cases, early SSWs have often led to colder, snowier conditions in Europe later in winter. This history suggests a higher chance of a significant cold spell in the UK by January or February 2026. But SSW doesn't guarantee a cold snap here. About 2/3 of events do, but 1/3 don't. The exact path of the cold air is hard to predict. It could head to Siberia or North America instead. Still, the dice are loaded for a colder second half of winter. The risk of a prolonged cold, wintry spell after Christmas is much higher than normal. This is a strong signal for forecasters. The SSW is a game changer, but not a promise. We'll need to watch closely as the season unfolds. If the cold air heads our way, we could see a real taste of winter. The next few months will reveal whether this rare event brings snow and ice to the UK. Stay tuned. As December begins, winter doesn't look especially harsh. The effects of the November SSW aren't likely to be felt just yet. For now, the Atlantic dominates, bringing rain and wind from the west. Temperatures will be around or slightly above average, especially in the northwest. Scotland, Northern Ireland, and northwest England can expect a wet, windy start. The southeast may see calmer, drier spells, but with a risk of overnight frost and fog. The first few weeks will feel like a classic unsettled UK winter. Widespread snow is unlikely. Any flakes will be limited to the highest Scottish peaks. Most of us will need umbrellas, not sledges. Forecast models from the Met Office and European Centre agree on this mild, wet start. But don't get too comfortable, this is just the opening act. The real changes are waiting in the wings for later in the season. Enjoy the milder weather while it lasts. With December starting mild, many wonder, will we have a white Christmas? The odds for 2025 are low. Mild westerly winds make rain more likely than snow. A true white Christmas with snow falling on the 25th is rare in the UK. Statistically, snow is much more likely in January or February. The last widespread white Christmas was in 2010, an exceptional year. Most years, any Christmas snow is fleeting or doesn't settle. The UK's most famous cold snaps usually hit after December. So, while we can hope, history says the main event for snow comes after the holidays. December is just the warm-up act. As we move into January 2026, the weather story could change dramatically. The effects of the rare November SSW may finally reach us. Models show a higher risk of cold Arctic or Eastern European air spilling into the UK. January and February could be colder than average, with a 30 to 40% increased chance of below normal temperatures. This doesn't mean a deep freeze every day, but the risk of a prolonged cold spell is much higher. Prepare for sharp frosts, icy roads, and a real winter chill. Snow chances rise sharply. These are the UK's snowiest months anyway. Cold air over the North Sea can bring heavy snow showers, especially to the east. If Atlantic lows meet this cold air, widespread snow is possible. Major forecasting centers agree. The second half of winter looks much colder. After a gentle start, winter could show its teeth. We'll have to wait and see just how cold it gets, and where the snow falls. The wild side of winter is on the horizon. What do the latest models say about snow this winter? It's a mixed picture. Before the SSW, forecasts called for a mild, wet season with little snow. After the SSW, models shifted. Now there's a greater chance of significant snow events. This doesn't mean record-breaking snow, but the risk of sharp, disruptive cold snaps is higher. Interestingly, the best chance for heavy snow may be in southern and western UK, where cold easterlies meet Atlantic moisture. This easterly battle can bring major snow to areas not usually hit. Forecasting snow weeks ahead is tricky. A single degree can make all the difference. The trend is for increased risk in January and February, but details will only emerge closer to the time. The models hint at potential, but we'll have to watch and wait. Stay alert for updates as winter unfolds. With such a variable winter ahead, staying updated is crucial. Long-range outlooks help us prepare, but day-to-day forecasts are key. The weather can change quickly. A small shift in the jet stream can mean the difference between rain and snow. Check the Met Office for reliable, up-to-date local forecasts and weather warnings. Their color-coded alerts help you plan and stay safe. Prepare your home for cold snaps, insulate, service your boiler, and keep essentials on hand. Look out for elderly or vulnerable neighbors during cold spells. Be ready to adapt your plans if severe weather hits. Consider working from home or delaying travel. By staying informed and prepared, we can all navigate this unpredictable winter safely. The season promises surprises, but with the right information, we'll be ready. Keep checking trusted sources for updates. I'll be here to guide you through every twist and turn. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy the ride this winter.